This is Pavan. I am the co-founder of this company called Cake Zone. It was an online cloud kitchen brand, which we scaled it to about 150 locations. Then now I'm building this new brand called Millet Express. It's a healthy South Indian cuisine brand based out of Hyderabad and Bangalore. At the moment, we have about 25 odd locations across both these locations. The brand started its operations in 2020. We started in January actually, and then COVID hit. It was a clueless period, but the fundamentals of the brand is very simple. There is a very big demand for healthy food across the country, in fact across the globe, right? But the kind of choices that people have to make to move to healthy food varies across the spectrum. The choice has to be an incremental daily food nudging behavior of yours. It cannot be drastically different from what you're having. We South Indians especially love rice so much, right? We cannot have our meals without rice. So the shift from rice towards that healthier extremes of continental food or any salads is too much to ask from Indian consumers. So the choice of moving away from rice to millets and not away from your traditional South Indian cuisine is what we wanted to tap. And here comes millets, which has high fiber, high protein, as a very best alternative to the regular staple rice of ours. At the same time, millet saves about 2000 to 2500 liters of water per kg of production. So it is in fact very sustainable for our India, for our groundwater level in fact. There's about 60% water groundwater depletion in the last decade. That's primarily because rice consumes a lot of water for production. So millet is not just a very healthier alternative for you, but it's actually a sustainable choice for Mother Earth. That's the origin of Millet Express when we picked it up. So the buzz is all around. I think we started at the right time. Now it's the right place and everything is in place for the brand to scale. Hence we joined our hands with Cure Foods. And in the last 1 year, we opened about 15 new locations. Today we have about 25 locations across Hyderabad and Bangalore. So of the 25, 22 are cloud, and there are 3 dine-in restaurants in Hyderabad. The dine-in experiment is something we picked up in the last 6 months. We are really excited about this new model that we have found. So what we're actually doing is we are picking the highest cloud kitchen business areas of ours and converting them into offline centers. So there we are already assured of 8-9 lakhs of cloud revenue. So for us to make that shift into offline with heavy capex, we are actually investing about 30 lakhs per location as a capex. The cost of experiment becomes very easier. It's a measured experiment for us also to venture into that kind of a model. So we have about these 3 offline locations, and in the next 1 year we are planning to open 10 more offline, knocking off each cloud highest revenue location and converting it to offline business. So one advantage for me in this business is I had run a similar business of Cake Zone before, where I scaled it to 150 locations. Primarily understanding operations and the way cloud kitchens are run. That's the forte with which a restaurateur comes onto the table. What has to be taken care by somebody else whose bread and butter is actually the entire back end of a kitchen, right? How orders flow through, how inventory system gets moved across locations, how supply chain has to be managed very well. So this entire suite of back end of a kitchen is not at all our forte, and we shouldn't even be spending our time in solving any of those problems. We should actually leave it to veterans who are doing this for full time. That's where UrbanPiper comes into picture for us. And it really helped me scale to 150 locations in my previous brand very well. And right from day one, when we started Millet Express, UrbanPiper was the first and only POS we ever used for Millet Express. It is a win-win for both of us, right? Where we actually proposed to UrbanPiper saying, this is the problem we had to fix. Maybe think about this new feature to be added so that our life becomes easier, right? And then UrbanPiper always proactively came back saying, yes, we'll build it for you. It's a very comfortable, symbiotic relationship that we have, and hence the entire back end of our food business is run on UrbanPiper, and we wanted it to continue like that. Even in future, if the scale of the problems gets bigger, or if there are other new problem statements that emerge because of the changing dynamics of the industry, UrbanPiper is always there to adapt according to our needs and solve those problems. So we are actually very happy with the way UrbanPiper is working with us in that. Of course, our entire menu engineering, where how do I manage menu across 100 locations. Let's say we scale to 100 locations in those 3 months, right? Every region might have a different menu. Every location would need different ordering of the menu, right? Or different offers for that matter, different images for that matter, right? So all this is actually a very tedious thing. I can't actually imagine a life without UrbanPiper. How to deal with the menu across all these locations. Let's say I want to launch new brand into all my existing kitchens. Right now, it's actually a multiplier problem that I'll have as my scale grows up. So, menu engineering and maintaining my menu across not just Swiggy, Zomato, now offline as a new business is very, very easier and seamless for me. That's the biggest problem UrbanPiper solves for me. And of course, all the orders routing through one single source of channel, not going across different channels to find the orders, is another easier, seamless one. What we are building together now, and we are actually attained to a decent, good enough solution to implement, is the entire supply chain and maintaining my inventory of all my locations. And that we have actually worked together with UrbanPiper and then be able to build a good solution. And we see this solution evolving very well as well. So that would be a game changer for us in the way we actually run the business, because these small operational efficiencies we get will actually lead to a healthier bottom line. I'll actually be able to make 1-2% more just by maintaining my systems very well, and that's where this entire supply chain problem statements comes up. It's a beautiful relationship. When I started this entire food business in 2016, I was very, very small. I couldn't find a better partner than UrbanPiper at that point of time. And the way we grew, because of efficiency we were able to bring into the way cloud kitchen business was run at that point, was purely because of UrbanPiper. I come from engineering background. We started out building all the systems by ourselves actually in 2016. And then down the line we realized in 6 months time that this isn't what we're supposed to do. We are here to make food, we should focus on making good food. And everything else is actually not our problem. That's when we met UrbanPiper, and we were actually be able to find better co-founders of ours in this business with UrbanPiper, right? So that's the relationship we actually share. 11 out of 10. So it kind of solves every problem of ours. And not just that, we think scale, right? We are not here to have 20-30 locations. We want to scale it to 100 locations. We want to scale it to 500 locations. So obviously the problems that exist today won't exist tomorrow. And the problems that are going to come tomorrow, we wouldn't be aware as of now, right? So you actually need a partner to help you solve for the future problems that are going to come up with. So you actually need a partner thinking that scale along with you.